Hi, thanks for joining me for a walk in the Carpenter shop. I want to ask you a question. Who do you listen to? We all have people in our lives, in our world, in our orbit that we listen to. And because they say something, we tend to believe it quicker, it holds more credibility, we put a lot of stock in it, or we trust it. It's important. We all need people to listen to. In Genesis chapter 41, verse 55, it says this, "Then Pharaoh said to all the Egyptians, 'Go to Joseph, and whatever he says you do, do.'" Now in Genesis 41, God has raised Joseph to refocus and set priorities for the nation of Egypt during a period of a prolonged plague of drought and famine. During the national crisis, Joseph knew what to do, and everyone looked to him for answers. And Pharaoh trusted Joseph so much that he was willing to make the statement that we just made, which was a huge statement, by the way, because Joseph wasn't from Egypt. So here is the ruler of all Egypt saying, you trust Joseph, and whatever he says, you do it. It reminds me of another story in Scripture. It's a story of Jesus and his disciples at the wedding in Cana. When the wedding party ran out of wine, Mary, the mother of Jesus, is buzzing around there, and she tells Jesus that they're out of wine, and he says, "Well, what is that my problem?" And then she looks at the servants and says to them, "You do whatever he tells you to do." Because she knew that her son was going to take care of it, and she believed, even though she didn't have a way to phrase this or a way to kind of put this in context, that he was somehow, some way going to be able to make an impossible situation seem possible. So I ask you the question again, who do you listen to? Make sure that in your world you have assembled around you people who have a heart for God, who have a life where they are actively engaged with God, who spend time talking with God, so that when you need to hear the right words, you need the right advice, or you need the right direction, that you have someone to go to that is worth listening to. And let me stretch it a little bit beyond that. In your life, develop the life skills that make you a person worth listening to. Hey, we all want to be listened to, but sometimes, let's be honest, we just got nothing to say. But if you're a follower of God, you always have some bit of knowledge, some wise counsel, some truth that you've discovered about God that will help someone else. Don't be afraid to share that. And then in your life, you'll be one of those people worth listening to. Join me again next time here in the Carpenter Shop.